Hi everyone, it's Deja. Welcome back to Deja's Crafty Space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a couple more Valentine projects to inspire all of you. These can be created for personal decor or as Valentine gifts for someone you love. Alright, let's get started. For project number 1, I am using this pretty little wall decor from Dollar Tree. These are super popular and you can create so many pretty fun stuff with it. I am simply going to use a pretty pattern paper from this paper pad collection to create the background. This pack is from Michaels and it's by the brand Recollections. I want to say that I bought this pack during their summer clearance about 2 summers ago, so it's currently not available. However, you can find lots of pretty papers similar to this one at most craft stores. I really like this rose design, mainly because rose is actually one of my favorite flowers, so I couldn't pass up on it. Now, I didn't use the entire sheet because I really only needed to cut out a little piece that measured 5 by 5. If you have long nails like I do, you can use your Cricut spatula tool to lift up the hinges on the back. I'm not going to glue this pattern paper down because I'd like to use this frame in the future for other occasions. But if you're gifting this to someone, then you can certainly glue this paper to the front of the original design to secure it. Next, I am putting a vinyl decal on this little wooden heart. This heart was a leftover piece from a Valentine project that I made last year. The design says, I heart you, or I love you, and it is from Cricut Design Space. Once the decal is on the heart, I will use my hot glue gun to glue it down onto the frame. And here we have it, a new piece of artwork. And this would be so beautiful as a gift to give to someone you love. For the second project, I am making some treat bags for my 2 older children's teachers. I found these treat bags from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to put an iron-on or HTV design on it. I got this pretty design from Cricut Design Space, and I love that it came with an offset. This will help the letters or phrase pop out. I cut out the offset with white HTV and then the phrase Happy Valentine's Teacher with a dark pink HTV. Both of these HTV are from the brand Siser. First, I pre-pressed the bag for about 5 seconds, and then I used my lint roller to remove any lint, dust, or extra fibers. This allows the HTV to stick on the fabric really well. Then I start off with the offset or background image first. You do not want to press them both at the same time because if you layer them on top of each other, the pink vinyl will stick to the carrier sheet of the white vinyl, and you don't want that. This could also ruin your vinyl or your entire project. I pressed down the white vinyl for about 10 seconds only because I knew that I was going to press over it a second time. I don't want to overcook the vinyl for lack of a better term. Once that cools down, I remove the carrier sheet and then place the pink vinyl on top. Try to align the pink vinyl with the white vinyl as best as you can. Once you are done aligning, press the design for 15 seconds with medium pressure. Be sure to always check the heat guide of the specific type of HTV you are using, and also that your heat press is set to the correct temperature and time. Here's how it looks like when you fill it up. Next, I changed my heat press temperature to 385 degrees and set it for 40 seconds. I found this wooden heart wall decor from Dollar Tree. This is a 4x4 aluminum sheets and you can engrave on it if you have a Cricut Maker cutting machine and an engraving tool. I didn't know this, but you can also sublimate on these aluminum sheets. Today, I'll be using Cricut Infusible ink transfer sheets on the aluminum sheet. Before pressing, I removed the yellow film on top and wiped it down with a lint-free cloth to remove any residue or lint. I placed 2 small pieces of butcher paper on the bottom of the aluminum sheet. I'm using this style of Infusible ink transfer sheet from this pack. They're both so pretty, but I decided to go with the rainbow cheetah design. When cutting out Infusible ink transfer sheet, be sure to mirror your design and place the sheet right side up on your cutting mat. You don't want it to stick to the cutting mat because it will remove some of the ink. Align your design with the aluminum sheet and use heat transfer tape to secure the image from unraveling or shifting. Put 2 pieces of butcher paper on top and press it. I pressed it at 385 degrees for 40 seconds. According to Cricut's heat guide online, it's set to use no pressure, so that's why you won't see my hands on the heat press when the timer starts to count down. When it is done, the aluminum sheet will be extremely hot, so please use a pair of heat protective gloves to avoid getting any burns. After about 3 minutes, it cooled down and I removed the liner sheet. The design turned out super sheer and it seemed like there was still a lot of ink left on the Infusible ink transfer sheet. This was my first time trying this out, so I'm not entirely sure if it's supposed to look like this or if I just made an error. You can see the design, but the colors just aren't really popping out like I was anticipating on it, so I may try this again on a different project. After it cools down, I use my hot glue gun to glue it onto the wooden heart. And here's the final look. I'm not sure how I really feel about it. I mean, I do like it, but I wish I would love it if the colors were a little bit more vibrant. Next up, I found this little makeup bag at Dollar Tree and inserted a butcher paper inside it because I'm going to put an iron-on design on the front and back. I wanted to try out these printable iron-on sheets from Cricut. This is how the packaging looks like, and it comes with 5 sheets. All you need is a regular inkjet printer to print out your design. I found this image in Cricut Design Space and sized it down to fit nicely on the upper part of the bag. I printed out 2 of these beautiful images to put one on the front and the other on the back. I'm really sorry that my camera stopped filming the part where I show you how to remove the iron-on design from the carrier sheet for this project. I did get a chance to show it briefly in the next project, so stick around for that. For these iron-on sheets, you do not need to mirror it. You simply peel it off the carrier sheet and align it where you want it to go. Honestly, it was a little flimsy, but you just have to keep moving it around until it looks right. This packaging does come with a piece of butcher paper, but I'm going to use my own from the last project. You do need to cover up your design with butcher paper or parchment paper so that it doesn't melt. My heat press was set to 315 degrees and I pressed for 30 seconds using firm pressure. I did this on both sides. You can take the butcher paper off right away because the iron-on design won't stick to it. Make sure the design is completely flat and nothing is lifting up. If part of it is lifting up, press it again. To show you the final look for this bag, I'm going to fill it up with some paint that was sitting on my desk. This doesn't have to be a makeup bag and can be used for any kind of storage. This turned out really pretty and the design feels like it was meant to be on here. Honestly, you can't feel the iron-on sheet. And that's it. I'm really excited to gift this to my beautiful daughter. For this next project, I will be using this 6x8 canvas from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the printable iron-on sheet again. I found this beautiful design from Creative Fabrica, and I'll link it in the description section of this video. I originally wanted to do a reverse canvas, but I decided to keep the canvas in its original frame. I think I sized this image down to about 5.5 inches wide by 7.5 inches long. This is just my quick estimation. Like the previous project, you need to remove the iron-on design completely off of the carrier sheet. Do not iron on with the backing still attached. Once it is removed, align the image on the canvas. I folded 2 tea towels and placed it underneath the canvas to give it some extra support when I pressed it. According to Cricut's heat guide, my heat press temperature and pressing time remained the same as the previous project, and that was 315 degrees for 30 seconds using firm pressure. Always double check to make sure your entire design was pressed and is laying completely flat. Here is the final look. I love it. It looks so pretty. I think this would have looked really pretty in a reverse canvas too. But I think this would be such a fun gift for a sister or a girlfriend, and I hope you liked this project. Moving on to our last project, I found this rainbow chalkboard at Target a few years ago in the dollar aisle. I am pretty sure you can find lots of rainbows similar to the one I'm showing in this video. This one has a fun side to decorate, and then there is also a chalk side on the back. I'm going to paint this wood side with a few different paint colors. I had a really hard time picking out colors, so I went to my fun color cube to pick out a color palette. I picked out this gorgeous palette. This is from the Volume 2 box, and it is number 422. If you've never heard of the color cube before, you are missing out. I'll link the website in the description section so you can check it out. There are also lots of tutorials on YouTube on it as well. Let me know if you want to see me do a video using the color cube down in the comments section. On the back of this card, it shows the name of the colors, the hex numbers, and its tint and shades. Today, I'm only going to focus on the main colors in the front. I tried to find the closest paint colors that I had to match this color palette, and then I decided to only do 4 of the colors, and these were the colors that I chose. I decided to paint every other row and put shapes on the blank rows. I cut out 30 little boho flowers, hearts, and stars out of 3 different color adhesive vinyl using my Cricut Joy Xtra. Each of the shapes measured only ½ inch. I painted each row twice and waited until it dried completely before using my tweezers to place the shapes on the blank rows. If you get paint in between the little gaps, you can use a weeder tool to scrape at the paint and it'll come off. I really just wanted to have fun with this project, and I hope you will too. I still have quite a bit of leftover shapes that I'll save for future projects, but here is the final look of our rainbow project. I love the color palette and how unique it turned out. Alright, let's wrap up this video and look back at all of the fun stuff we made today. I hope some of my ideas really inspired you. That is sincerely my hope, and I truly love making these crafts just for you all. I hope that you'll be able to find a fresh new idea to gift someone this upcoming Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!